How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jeff with iDownload Blog. We have our co-host Sebastien Page on the line. What's up, Sebastien? How you doing? How's your weekend?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Weekend was just amazing. It's like summertime here in San Diego. I was 80 degrees, a perfect blue sky. The water was 68, 69 degrees. So it was just perfect surfing and beach weather. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty pumped.
Sounds amazing. Actually, it's really nice here too, and I can't wait. We're gonna go to the park after this podcast is over. Good. And chill out. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. You had a good weekend?
Yeah, actually, I had a really good weekend because I've just been streamlining some things, just trying to simplify and just get things more simple. I got rid of my cable modem, which is with Time Warner Cable. And I went out and bought my own modem because what they do is they want to charge you $6 a month for a cable modem rental. And here's the cool thing: I went ahead and bought the cable modem. It was like $70. All right, so after a year, it's paid for, pretty much, you know.
So I have Time Warner Cable as well here in San Diego, and it is my understanding that they are starting now to charge you for a cable modem. They were not charging you in the past, right?
Right, $6. Okay. Some areas it's $7, so you may want to check your bill.
Yeah, I might do the same as you actually and go buy my own. I believe I might have one somewhere in storage here.
Make sure you get a DOCSIS 3.0 modem though. That's the key. And the thing is, it is so my internet is like so much better now. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's so much faster.
Well, I think I saw one of your tweets saying, you know, I went from 20 to 30 megabytes. So do you think it's because of the modem?
Well, that's one reason. Okay, so before I had the modem, I was getting, I signed up for 20 megabits per second.
Yeah.
You know, I was only getting 10 or 15 at the most with the older modem. So when I switched out this new modem, I was getting like 22. So the modem itself is definitely, and actually it says on the box, I mean, it's a surfboard, one of the latest Motorola surfboards, and it says like the technology in that modem, I don't know what the buzzword is, but it makes the throughput a lot better, just more efficient. So it's just faster overall. Not only that though, I called back to Time Warner. I was paying, I think like $60 a month for my internet. So I called them and said, hey, you know, I'm looking at your website and I see you guys are offering 30 meg packages for the same price that I'm paying. Can you do that? Not only did they do that, but they actually dropped my bill an extra $10 on top of that for the mistake.
So hold on, you get better internet for less money?
For less money.
That's pretty good.
And not only that, then I save because I don't pay the cable modem fee.
Yeah.
So I'm probably saving like $15 a month with much faster internet.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that made me happy.
Yeah, I'm up for calling Time Warner Cable. Every year I call them and I pretend I'm going to switch to AT&T Uverse if they don't give me a better deal. And every year for 12 months, they give me like this deal. It's about $100 for both cable and internet.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's okay. I've got, you know, a fairly basic cable subscription. I don't have like HBO and all that good stuff. And I have a pretty basic internet because where I am in my location, I can't go past a certain amount of how do you call this?
Bandwidth?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the word. So I'm capped at a maximum amount. Anyway, so I saw that last month my bill went back up to $150 a month. So that means I need to call them and pretend I'm going to switch to Uverse and all that stuff.
What do they call your bluff?
Well, you know, if they were not going to give me what I want, I probably would just switch as a matter of principle.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
because
a lot
I can
of
have
money.
Uverse, and I can have Uverse for cable and internet. And from what I understand, like, Uverse is much better than Time Warner. You know, I could start recording shows from my iPhone and all that stuff. A bunch of things that I cannot do with Time Warner right now.
So you don't have that Time Warner app? Because I know that.
I do, but I can't do anything with that stuff.
Really?
I can't, I know there is a DVR option, but every time I go in there, it gives me an error message and saying my box is not powered, currently powered or something. And, I'm right next to the box and the box is working just fine.
Yeah.
So there's something broken there somehow. And it's not a big deal, I probably would never use the feature anyway, but it's nice to have it.
Right. I don't have cable. I canceled probably. Now it's kind of off and on. Like during sports season, I would get it, and then I would cancel as soon as it was over. But I have an Apple TV, and that can do some pretty cool stuff. That is
Yeah.
like the absolute, far and away, the best device for a cable cutter. I mean, I can get like ESPN and all these channels.
See, something that for a minute with my wife, we were considering dropping cable and just go Apple TV and Netflix. And something that I think I would have a hard time living without is just sitting down on my couch and just flip through the channels until I find something I want to watch. Because when you watch something for Apple TV, via iTunes or Netflix or something, you need to know what you want to watch. You can't just browse.
Dude,
you know what I'm
just
saying?
after this podcast, I'm gonna send you a video. I want to show you something I'm doing, and it's completely legit. But what you just described, I can do that.
All right, sounds good. No jailbreak required.
Oh no, it does require jailbreak.
Oh, okay, so I need to pull out my old Apple TV.
Yeah, I'm running 720p. I don't care. Man, I'm telling you, I wish they would have a Apple TV 3 jailbreak. That would be so awesome. That is the best device. Anyway, let's talk about this. I guess the big topic for today, amongst quite a few topics, but the iOS 6.1.3 jailbreak, or the work in progress jailbreak, I guess we should say. Did you see the video?
I did see the video.
Yeah. So I have an iPhone 4S, and I'm running Cydia on my iPhone 4S, courtesy of WinOCM. And yeah, I mean, it works just like you would expect. I mean, it's basically like just having a normal jailbroken iPhone.
And it's untethered.
Right?
Right?
That I actually haven't rebooted my phone yet. I don't think it is. I think it is technically, but it's pretty, like, the stuff he was doing was over my head. So I don't know. I'm kind of scared to reboot the device without him helping me.
To clarify things up here, how did the jailbreak thing go? Because it's my understanding that you did not run the jailbreak yourself from your local machine.
Right.
It was all done virtually, right?
Yes. I sat there and watched him like go through his process. I mean, step by step. I can't recall. I could tell you exactly what he did because it was above my head. But needless to say, commands were entered and my phone rebooted. It was kind of weird. It's like this other person halfway across the country is controlling my iPhone and jailbreaking it up. I swiped over to the other screen and there was Cydia. It was wild.
So that's fairly good news. The not so fairly good news is that we might just never see this released to the general public, right?
Right. And I was never skeptical about his ability to get Cydia on my device. What I'm skeptical about is the fact, or whether or not he can actually release this publicly. Like, can he create a self-encompassing tool like Evasion, where you click a button, you plug your iPhone in, and it jailbreaks it? That's the hard part.
How does he feel about it?
He
himself?
seems confident. I mean, he
Okay.
seems like, yeah, this is going to happen. I'm going to do this. He's talking about, getting an iPhone 5 working, etc. So I don't know. He seems pretty confident in his ability to get something out publicly. But needless to say, I'm still, pretty skeptical, just because it's a jailbreak. It's not something that's super easy to do. It takes a lot of coordination, a lot of collaboration, a lot of know-how. Not to say he doesn't know, because obviously this guy is super intelligent, but a whole team worked on evasion. So, what does that tell you?
Yeah, and besides this, and we kind of go back to what we were talking last week. Is there much of a point in releasing a jailbreak for 6.1.3 just before iOS 7 is released, probably in the next couple of weeks or so?
Yeah, I mean,
it goes back to the decision: do you want to update, or do you want to update your iPhone to iOS 7 or not? And this is another discussion that we already had, but does it even really make sense?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Because did I tell you I went ahead and upgraded my iPhone?
Well, you didn't have choice, right? Didn't you break your iPhone and get a new one or something? Yeah, right. Okay.
My iPhone took a spill, a very hard spill. It had chips like popping out of the glass and everything.
Wow.
It was broken, like for real. So I took it to the Apple Store. They replaced it. Gave me a new iPhone. It was running 6.1.4. Took it home. Ran iOS 7, installed it. Now I'm just using iOS 7. I don't think I could go back.
Once you go 7, you don't go back,
I mean,
as they say. Do they say that?
Well, they do now. But the thing is, man, it's like this is my first time actually using iOS 7 on a phone.
Yeah.
Every time in the past, it's been the iPod Touch, but now seeing the phone interface, seeing the keypad, the calling interface, that's really cool. I like it.
I feel the same. That's why I've been using iOS 7 on my daily iPhone.
Is it just me, or does it seem snappier? Does it seem faster to you? I think it's the animations it's like a perception thing. It's not really faster, but the way it scales and zooms out.
Yeah, it might. I usually try to look at speed in the settings app. If you go to the settings app and tap a bunch of stuff, and it gives you a good idea of how fast it is to get you in the sub menus you want to go to. Something that just drives me insane on iOS 7 is the animation when you're into an application and you hit the home button to go back to the home screen. Like you have this or the icons coming in on the home screen, and this animation is just killing
I actually
me.
like it.
It feels like a waste of 0.005 seconds of my life every time.
Really, I think it's. Let me try it. I think it's all right.
It's a nice little animation. It's not quick enough for me.
Yeah.
I feel like they could maybe accelerate it just a little bit more.
You know what I really like about iOS 7? The app switcher.
No.
Can you guess what I like about the app switcher?
Yeah, the screenshot, right? The
right,
preview.
but there's something else that it does.
That you can flick it up to close the.
It's a little more subtle than that.
You can do 3 at a time.
You can. Oh yeah, you can. That's not what I'm talking about though. Like when you switch an app, say for instance, have I don't know, Evernote and Numbers or something. When you switch an app and you double tap on your home button, it actually pans over to the next app instead of just showing you. Like it pans over so you can easily tap the next app you want to switch to. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I didn't notice that before until I started using the iPhone. But that's a cool feature because it easily allows you to get to your, switch between your recently used apps without having to do any swiping or anything. You just quickly switch between them. It's little subtle things like that.
I see what you're saying.
It's a nice feature. Especially if you're like going between two apps, like you're copying and pasting data between two apps, that makes it really easy.
Yeah, right. So to go back on the 6.1.3 jailbreak here for just a little bit, we don't know if it's gonna happen. if it's going to be released anyway to the public. So far, it's only for iPhone 4S.
I think the 4 as well.
And 4. He might be working on the iPhone 5. Is that correct?
It does, I believe. Works on the iPhone 5, the A1828 or something like. There's a code name. The GSM iPhone, basically.
Okay. Yeah, the one ending in 28, I believe.
I
right?
have 29, so I couldn't use it. But
yeah, A1428. So that's pretty. Are you sure about that? About the iPhone 5?
Yeah, I mean, he actually said, "Hey, if you have an iPhone 5, I can, instead of having to use an iPhone 4S, I can do it on your iPhone 5 for you." But I didn't have that right iPhone.
Yeah, you had 6.1.4.
Well, it's not that. I just have the CDMA version. He needs the GSM, the one that ends in 29.
Okay, I get it. Okay, is he working on this by himself, or is he being helped by other guys? Because it seems like a pretty big job here.
I don't know, man. I don't think he is. That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, still need to figure that one out.
And by any chance, do you know if he's been working on iOS 7?
I don't think so. But I haven't asked.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's a good question. I'll make sure I ask him that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, at this point, it seems it would be more worth it to focus your efforts on the bestest and newest, rather than something that's going to be not obsolete but outdated in a couple of weeks from now. But I mean, I understand, the whatever exploits has been running might not work on iOS 7.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still like super, just because me being a lay person, I guess you could say, I'm just, I'm not a iOS developer. I don't know the ins and outs of iOS to that degree. So with that said, I'm just super skeptical. I don't know. I just don't. I don't personally. I would not be surprised if this never came out.
Well, that's a downer.
But I don't want to be like negative or pessimistic, but it's just reality speaking. I just don't see it. But
I do hope it's coming out for one main reason, not because I would use it, because I probably wouldn't, since I'd be on iOS 7 on my daily driver, but it's because we've been showcasing this on the site, and a lot of people now probably just gonna be like pacing around the house waiting for this to happen. And I think a lot of people will be disappointed if it doesn't come out, knowing that it exists, that it is out there somewhere, that there is a jailbreak for iOS 6.1.3, yet they can't have it.
And
that seems to be like the biggest tease in the world.
So I just don't know. I mean, the whole capability of being able to put this into a completed package that anybody, not just a developer, can use. That's the key, and I don't know if that is possible or not. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess time will tell.
So we also, of course, have some jailbreak tweaks. Kind of a slow week this past week.
Right.
Not really. There's a couple things out there I still need to get to. But as far as what we've posted on the blog, we had, of course, Celeste 2, which was, I guess, the big release last week. You check that out?
Yeah, I did. Well, I did check out your video and your post anyway. I didn't put it on my phone. It looks really neat. That's something that people have been waiting for a long time too, I believe, right?
I think so. And I've always had there's always been this beef with me and the development team behind this. I don't know why, but I just think I just had a bad experience with the original. So,
well, didn't this guy just drop the ball on the original version and never updated it and all that stuff?
Something like that, yeah. And it
Yeah,
just had a
yeah.
lot of issues when it first came out. There was just I think the main thing, I wouldn't have been mad if there wasn't so much hype. I just remember being up like at 3 a.m. waiting for these guys to release this tweak, and they hyped it to no end. And it ended up being a huge disappointment. But Celeste 2 is a solid release that fans of Bluetooth transfer, they're going to really like.
That sounds like a very neat alternative to AirDrop. I know, AirDrop is coming to iOS 7, and it's a slightly disappointing release because, unlike what you might think, you're not going to be able to drop documents from your Mac to your iPhone, vice versa. It's just going to be basically an iOS to iOS file sharing system.
It doesn't make sense to me, man.
It doesn't make much sense to me either. I'm just hoping that in the next 6 months they're gonna come up with AirDrop, universal AirDrop basically for everything Apple between the Mac and iOS. It just doesn't make much sense the way it is now. But this being said, Celeste 2 would probably be your preferred alternative if you really need to share documents or files or whatever between iOS and your desktop or laptop machine. I looked at your video and it seems fairly simple and straightforward and clean and easy, and that's definitely something I think I would use.
It is very, and that's sort of like the hallmark of this tweak is how simple and no configuration. You just pretty much use it and go. With that mentioned, it is disappointing for one reason. You really can't compare it to AirDrop because AirDrop uses both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, if I'm not mistaken. So that makes AirDrop a lot faster than just strict Bluetooth transfers. If you're trying to transfer anything over a meg, forget about it because it's just so slow. Bluetooth in itself is just a slow, just doesn't have a lot of bandwidth to work with. Whereas AirDrop uses Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and it's much faster transferring files that way. And I think Apple might, at their September 10th event, they may showcase AirDrop working between. Maybe not at the September 10th, but I think sooner than later we'll see AirDrop proper, like working between all devices.
Well, I sure hope so, because it doesn't make sense as it stands now.
At least call it something different, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Call it something different. Don't call it AirDrop. If it would be confusing for people who don't really follow, the day-to-day of what Apple does. People who have an iMac and an iPhone, if they see AirDrop, they're gonna expect it to work between the Mac and the iOS device. So it could be very disappointing for a bunch of users.
Of course, yeah. And it's like, you can just hear the technical support calls now. Like, I'm trying to transfer my photos from my iPhone to my Mac using AirDrop, but it's not working. They're like, I'm sorry, but you're using AirDrop. You should be using AirDrop. And they get confused.
What?
Yeah. So I think they should change the name or get this thing working out of the box between all devices. But it's Celeste. How much was it? Like was it $6.99?
It's $7, $6.99, and in a couple of weeks from now, the price will go up to $10.
Yeah, on the 15th, I believe it goes up to $10. So
yeah. But if you already have the first version of Celeste, it's a free upgrade, right?
So that's a biggie right there. That's pretty pricey if you haven't already purchased it.
So is it fair to say this was probably the app of the week?
Yeah. By a long shot.
Ta-da! App of the week. All right. Moving on. What's next?
We have CamBright. And I don't think we talked about this last episode.
No, we didn't. No.
I don't think so. Yeah, this is by Jack Willis and Bradley Friedman, I believe. My memory is excellent today.
Yeah,
And I'm not even looking at
I don't
any
know. I don't know
notes
if it's how you pronounce it, but that's his name. Yes, Friedman or
Yeah.
Friedman. Yes,
I think it's Friedman.
I would pronounce it Friedman. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a tweak that basically allows or forces the camera, when you open the camera, it forces the screen brightness all the way up so you can see a full bright screen for your viewfinder.
Okay. I can already hear people saying, "Why would I use this?"
Well, it's if you have your screen dimmed all the way down to the lowest number and you're trying to shoot a photo, that's kind of,
Yeah,
that can be annoying.
like the number one use I would make of this is if you're taking a photo in bright daylight or in bright light anyway. If you're on the beach, with if it's really really bright out, you can't really see
a bright screen.
You can't really see what's going on your screen. Your screen gets all dark even though it's really bright out. So the brighter the screen, the better you can tell what's actually on your screen. So this would be the perfect tweak for taking pictures at the beach, for example.
Perfect tweak for Sebastian.
Yeah, definitely. Check out my Instagram. I've got a couple of ones from the past weekend, by the way, at the beach.
Mr. San Diego.
Mr. San Diego.
What happened to that Carmen San Diego? Remember that?
That what?
Where in the world? Remember where in the world is Carmen San Diego? You don't remember that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, just forget. All right. What's next? Oh, CamBright. It's a free jailbreak tweak on Cydia's Big Boss repo. So we have NetworkList. That's our next.
So this tweak, if I understand correctly, saves the passwords of all the networks you've been connecting to in the past.
Yes.
Okay.
In the clear at that.
So I'm a little confused. Like, why do I need this? Because if it's saved on my device, I don't need the password again. Because once I go to this network, if I've already connected to this network, my iPhone or iPad will automatically connect to this network. No?
I'm trying to think, man. I'm really racking my brain here trying to. I guess it's just nice to know the name of. You ever been to someone's house or been traveling somewhere and they tell you the Wi-Fi address of their house or whatever, and you mean to write it down, or I don't know. I guess I don't know why you would need this, because yes, when you connect to a Wi-Fi network, it should save, but I guess just to have that peace of mind to have these passwords saved off in the future.
All right.
Kind of like this weird.
Yeah, for something like this, and unless we're missing the point here, but I would probably use 1Password, and put the Wi-Fi name in there and quick description and the password.
Yeah. And
I would know that it's safe, or probably safer in 1Password.
Oh yeah.
But if you would make any use of this tweak, I think it's free on the Big Boss repo.
Yes, it is free of charge. NetworkList. Okay, so our last one, what was that?
GlyphPatch.
I don't really know what this. I have to be honest. I didn't really look at this too much. Do you know?
Well, I know there was a glitch in the way WebKit was rendering some special characters last week. And there was a string of character in, I believe it was Arabic. When these characters were embedded on a web page, it would just crash your browser.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I did hear about that.
So Apple is probably working on it, but Jailbreak developer Filippo Bigarella was much quicker than Apple to release any kind of patch for it, and he came up with GlyphPatch. That was a couple of days ago. So if you have a jailbroken device, you can
Actually be more secure.
Yeah, but it's just one of these things that, I mean, it's great. I mean, my congrats to you, Filippo, for being so quick at releasing this, and someone had to do it, and he was the first, and that's good. But the glitch, the exploit to begin with, is something that, probably no one had ever encountered before, except a handful of people who found out about this. And then, they shared the information all across the web, and a bunch of websites are talking about it, and they make a big deal out of something that really is a very tiny, minor, insignificant thing, because it's not something that's going to hijack your browser. It's not something that's going to do anything harmful to you. The only thing it's going to do, if and only if you ever by any chance encounter this string of character, is crash your browser, and then you can just restart it and it's fine.
You sound like you're taking it personal, man.
No, but we didn't report on this on IDB. I think I told Christian and Cody not to write about it because I thought it was just a ridiculous thing to begin with. It's not something that's affecting everybody, that could affect, well, it could technically affect everybody.
Well, that's the problem. It's because,
but it's just such a I don't know, insignificant exploit.
Well, the thing
chances are you'll never ever encounter this.
It was an insignificant exploit until all the blogs started reporting it.
Right.
Now it is significant because you have the opportunity of people. Okay, I see this new exploit. Let me make a website and send it to all my friends. Well, yeah. That's the reason why it's significant, and that's why we need this patch now. Is because the blogs did report it,
and that's why I didn't want to report on it. And maybe we did a mistake. We didn't, inform our readers, but I just thought that this was kind of a waste of time, really.
Yeah, I think they deserve to be informed about that. Personally, I mean, anything that could possibly be, I won't say malicious, but just has the potential to ruin the user experience, I guess, is something that I think people should know about, even if it does seem insignificant.
Yeah, but the web already forgot about all this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, now they know again. We just reminded them.
Oh, great. Great job. Congrats. But anyway, if you have a jailbroken device, you can download GlyphPatch for free. And we'll make sure that your device doesn't crash.
Sounds awesome. Thanks, Filippo.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I was running iOS 7 and I couldn't crash the browser.
Oh, you actually tried to?
Yeah, it just wouldn't do nothing at all.
That's good. So.
Oh, my bad. I see the I see this on Apple's website. It says version of iOS 7 beta are not affected by the problem. That's why I couldn't crash my browser. Okay, makes sense now. Okay, so it's something that's gonna be outdated anyway in a couple of weeks. So gotcha. It's all good. It's all good.
So next week's a big week.
Yeah. Excited?
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I'm a little disappointed because we know pretty much everything. But hopefully there's a couple of surprises still left.
Yeah.
I always like to be surprised. It's just kind of like, I don't know.
Stop reading the blogs then.
I should stop reading IDB.
I think we'll be surprised. And even if we're not surprised, we'll be excited by whatever Apple has to release. Hopefully a better camera, hopefully a faster processor, maybe even more storage for, I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's possible.
So what is your final, and it needs your final, give me 5 predictions.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's based on stuff that's already pretty much a given, just 5 things that we're going to see at this event.
You should have given me some time to think about this because I'm going to talk out of my butt and it's not going to be very good.
I want to put you on the spot, man.
Yeah, you totally put me on the spot here. I think a better camera. The dual flash looks like a given. We're definitely gonna see an iPhone 5C or whatever they call it, iPhone color maybe.
That's 3.
We are. I'm still a little bit skeptical about the fingerprint sensor. I don't know. So I don't know if that's counted as number four, but I don't think I'd be surprised if there was no announcement or nothing, no feature related to the fingerprint scanner.
Why is that?
I just don't see it happening. It might happen on the iPhone 6 or 7 or whatever next year's iPhone will be called.
Just a gut feeling?
Yeah. What else do we have? I do believe the champagne iPhone or the sparkling wine iPhone will be a reality.
Graphite too?
I don't know. This one is kind of a wild card.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like the black iPhones are already almost graphite. It's
yeah.
I don't know.
I'll say I don't rule it out. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not say to myself, I can't believe it. And the graphite is actually pretty good looking.
Yeah, I think so too.
To me, personally, better than the black or the slate, but not as classy as the white iPhone 5.
I'm sick of the black iPhone, man. I kind of wish I'd never gotten it. I'm ready for something different.
Mistakes. What are your 5 wide predictions for next week?
I think we will definitely see a home button sensor for the fingerprint. It won't be like something elaborate. It'll just allow you to unlock your device without entering a passcode, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
We'll see that for sure. We will also see for sure the iPhone 5C in a variety of delicious colors. We will also see an iPhone 5S in champagne. And we'll also see it in white and black. We will not see graphite.
Okay.
So that's 3. Let's see what else here. I think we will see Aperture, the iOS app. I know we have iPhoto. I think iPhoto's crap on the iPhone, the iOS.
Would an Aperture be something for an iPad event?
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're talking about this hugely improved camera with slow motion functions and all these, I don't know, either Aperture or like a revamped or Final Cut for the iPhone or something like that.
Wow.
I think. Hold up,
this is wild, Jeff.
Wasn't GarageBand announced with the iPhone, wasn't it? And iMovie, wasn't that? Or was that at an iPad event? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but
I just think we'll see some flagship app. We will see that. Either it's one of, it's either going to be Final Cut or Aperture, some kind of professional app that really allows you to get more out of your camera.
Do you think we're going to see an A7, A6, A7? A6 Plus?
I don't know.
A6B?
I don't know about that one. But that's 4.
What about storage? Do you think we're going to see, 128 gigs?
Yes, I think we will see 128 gigabyte.
It seems to be a pattern with every S release for Apple to give an option for more storage. So, yes, I believe that's at least according to historical trends.
Now,
it seems very plausible.
Yeah. Speaking of that, though, and I don't want to go too off topic. What do you think about the storage? I know you're a pretty big fan of a lot of storage, but do you
Well,
think
I'm
128 is overboard?
um no, but it obviously will not. It will only cater to a very small population.
I'm thinking it's the
Uh,
population that only has an iOS device and not another computer or.
Maybe, or I, I might go for it because I like to have. I have iTunes Match now, but I have to have all my music with me at all time, and I think all my music library is probably like 50 gigs or something, maybe even more.
All those copies of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah. So this, and then you have all the pictures and videos that I take on top
Yeah,
of
and
that.
then with a
So
daughter,
that adds up
that's
very
that's
yeah.
absolutely just
Yeah, it's
adorable.
mandatory. Yeah. So I would definitely make use for 128 gigs.
Yeah.
Or I could just, suck it up and plug my iPhone in iTunes every once in a while and just unload some of these videos and pictures and all that stuff, and maybe scale down on the amount of music I put on the device. Because obviously I don't listen to all my music every single day. It's actually extremely rare that I listen to some of the tons of the songs I have, like a few hundred songs. I never ever listen to them, but I know they're here. If I want to, I can listen to them right now.
That's a comforting thought.
Yeah, it is. I like comforting thoughts. I like safety. I like comfort. I like to know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And 128 gigs would give me this comfort and this safety that I crave.
So are you eligible for an upgrade now?
No, I'm never eligible for an upgrade.
Me neither.
Every year I pay a full price for this freaking iPhone. Yeah, I'm not.
Well, I guess every other year you are.
Every other year I am, yeah. So what is it going to be this year? Am I eligible this year?
I think you are.
Actually, I think I am this year.
I'm not.
I think I am. I think I am this year, and next year I will not be.
I'm not this year. That's really sad. But I don't think what I usually do is an asynchronous upgrade. Like I'll upgrade my phone. I'll pay the full price, but my wife's phone, I will keep her on the lower. Like she'll be on the 5 still, and I'll take the 5S. And then next time she'll have an upgrade, and I'll use her upgrade for my phone, and I'll give her my 5S.
Yeah, I did the exact same. Well, we kind of work in a similar path here.
Yeah.
My wife, for example, for the iPad, she's always like one model behind.
Right.
She's gonna, hopefully the iPad mini with Retina display comes out. She's gonna get the iPad mini first gen, and then I get the Retina display. And for the iPhone the other day, she was funny. She knows exactly, like the upgrade stuff, and she's saying me, you know what? I think I'm gonna get the champagne iPhone this year. I'm like, but you're not due for an upgrade until next year, honey. She's like, oh, really? She looks at me like innocent face, naive and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you know that. And of course she giggles and stuff. She knows, but she tried it, and just in case I forgot, I would have gotten her a champagne version. But that's funny. Yeah, so I do the same with my wife. She's always one model behind.
It's all good though.
Yeah, it's all good.
All my hand-me-downs.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we're gonna see, and I just hope we have a couple of surprises for this event. Maybe that blogs like us and others haven't spoiled yet, and I don't know, some core feature, some new service, maybe. I don't know, something neat and new, and if not, we'll have a brand new iPhone, better, faster, lighter. Probably not lighter, but it will be the best iPhone yet, most likely.
Indeed. Looking forward to it. I can't wait, man. Next week, of course, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m.
Yeah, it's at 10 a.m. Pacific.
10 a.m. Pacific, yeah. On Tuesday, the 10th. So block your calendars, block them out. Just go ahead.
Yeah, we'll definitely be on the deck at IDB.
Coffee ready.
yeah, we'll all be there, and we'll be just reporting on the event as it unfolds. So just tune into IDB and click refresh, and we'll get you the, all the latest and the bestest news as it comes.
Sounds good. All right, man. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah. Well, where is Cody, by the way?
I think he is actually sitting in an empty house.
Yeah. The poor guy moved to Texas and he's not going to get his furniture delivered until next week, I think.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
Well, he'll get his Steve Jobs on.
yeah, right, with the lamp like the...
He actually posted a picture on Twitter that kind of reminded me of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I missed it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll be on next week, and of course we'll be back to talk all things iOS 7, iPhone 5S, iPhone 5C. We will catch you next week.
Sounds good.
Later.
See ya.